Hey ladies, it's me, Manuela Hart with Busy Mom Academy. I'm so glad you're joining me again for the continued training on how to create a website / a blog. So this is how you do it. So in the first video, we kind of went over the steps for getting a URL, for getting a hosting company, and also for installing WordPress on your website. And right now what I want to talk about is basically the dashboard. I kind of want to introduce it to you, okay? The dashboard is basically where you will be spending most of your time, okay? Everything you do on the dashboard is going to be reflected on the website. So I think it's time for you guys to get to know each other. So, all right. When you're logging into your website, remember it'll probably be your web address, www.yourwebaddress, and then .com/WP-login. Okay. It's kind of listed for you right here. You see WP-login at the end of it, and that's going to take you here. And when you're here, you basically insert your username and your password. And you should have your username and password that you got from the last install, from the last video. If you need a recap on where that would be posted, feel free to go back to the video. So I already logged in, so I'm in my dashboard. Once you log in, you put your username and your password. This is basically what you're going to see. At a glance, you get to see what your website looks like. You have one post so far. We have one comment. We have one page, and it also tells me what theme I'm running. And of course, I'm running the Divi theme, which is presented to us through elegantthemes.com. Okay, so over here, I'm going to kind of just show you the most important parts, okay? Post. When you click on post, post is going to be basically all of the blogs that you have. I kind of was messing around with it a little bit. Let me delete that. So I'm going to trash that. So all the posts that you have are going to be here. Any blog that you write is going to be here. And that's kind of good for you because you can always go back, you can make revisions, you can edit, and whatever revisions and edits you make is going to be real-time updated on your website as well. So let's go into how to create your first post. Okay, you click on Add New, and up here you would enter a title. Okay, welcome to Blogpreneurs. So here in this space would be where you would insert whatever text you want to be stated here. Okay, I don't have anything prepared, so to speak, right now, so I'm just kind of go, mess around a little bit, mess around, and then mess around. Okay, so basically this would be what I would write. If you have something prepared in Word, you can copy and paste whatever you've prepared into this area right here. If you look up here, it's kind of like your standard, editing software, editing tools. You can bold it, you can make it italic, you can do a strike through, and a strike through, if you can see, it's kind of basically where there's a line kind of going through the text. Okay, so we don't need that. And if you wanted to add bullets, you can add bullets. And if you wanted it to be numbered, you can do that. So basically, this is kind of a standard editor. I will be showing you in next videos how to get a more kind of fancier one so that you can have a little bit more control at when you're making your blog posts. If you look to the right column, okay, when you have the Divi theme installed, you basically, you have some options with the theme. And over here where it says publish, you can save it as a draft. When you click save as draft, you did not post you didn't post the blog. Yes, you didn't post the blog post, okay? It's basically you saved it and you're going to come back to it. And over here, it kind of tells you what status it is. And also it tells you the visibility, okay? Like if you want it to be public where everyone can see it. Of course, for most of the posts you're going to write, you're going to want it to be public. But let's say you wanted to edit it, you can have, it password protected, Okay, and if you did select that, then you would insert a password here. You can make it private, and if you make it private, nobody can see it except you. Okay, so be very careful about that. So if you write something and people are like, oh, I can't see it, it probably has something to do with your visibility. And then once your blog is up and running and you like it, you click on publish. Okay. And publish, basically, again, it kind of puts it out there so that the world can see it. Now, this is pretty cool and it's pretty new with WordPress, and it's the format. Okay. The format is, what type of blog is this? Is it a standard blog? And a standard blog all have text and have a couple pictures in it. Is it a video blog? You can kind of select that. Is it an audio blog? Is it a quote? Like you're basically creating a quote and, you know, there's big captions on there. Is it a gallery? And basically what galleries would be, think of like a photographer, and they would have maybe 20 different pictures that they want to showcase, that they took all these fabulous pictures and they want to showcase it. Well, they would showcase it in a gallery form. Okay. Or is this a link? So for us, it's just a standard blog. Okay. Down here on the right hand side are categories. Now you can have different categories for your blog, and categories are important because it helps people kind of when they're making their search. I could say entrepreneur would probably be some categories that I would talk about on this web page. I could probably talk about family life, like categories. I could talk about balance. You know, so these would be all the different kind of categories that I would be talking about. And based on each post that I make, I would select what category the blog post fell under. Okay. And tags. Tags are also important because with tags, it could be picked up on WordPress. Okay. So this is kind of important for you to go the extra step and focus on the right hand side. So let's say tags would be starting your blog. Comma, everything is separated by that. Launching, comma, scared. And I would go, like, I would basically, what I would do to find what my tags would be for a specific blog is I would read what my general theme is here. Like, what am I saying? What am I trying to communicate? What am I trying to express? And those main points, I would come back here and kind of do one sentence, one word tags. Just think of Instagram without the, colon. Is that what it is? Hashtag. Oh, Lord. Hashtag. And if I wanted to set a featured image for my blog post, I would click on that. And let's say this would be the image I would want to use. And you can see what it looks like. Let's preview it so you can see. And you see my featured image is up here. All right, so if you're using a featured image, I would probably have a much smaller size than what I'm using right now currently. So, all right, let's just take that out because that is just too huge and too massive. But if you're into huge and massive and you want that, you can have that too. Now, let's focus on the center, which is where most of what you'll be doing is. It's like, this is where you write your stuff. This is where you insert your pictures. This is where you do all that. So I wrote some jibber jabber here. Okay. But let's say I wanted to add a picture. I could add a picture. All right. Let's say, come here. Let's do this. Okay, let's say I wanted to add this. This is actually a training that I do want to offer. I haven't launched it yet, so but this is something that I am kind of working on. So let's say I wanted to insert that into it. I click on the picture I want to insert, and you see the check mark there. And then down here also tells me I have one picture selected. And then okay, this is kind of important, right? Over here, it's kind of attaching. So basically when a person clicks on my picture, where do I want them to go? And right now, as the standard, it's kind of set to go to just a bigger version of the picture. okay? But let's say I wanted to link it to a specific URL. Like let's say I wanted when someone clicked on that picture for them to go to www.manuelatart.com, okay? I can do that. Let's basically by choosing a custom URL. Let's say I didn't want them to be able to click it and go anywhere. I could choose none. Let's say I just kind of wanted it to be the basic media file. I would click media file. Okay, so let's do that. All right. And also here you see you can make it bigger or you can make it smaller. It's all your preference. And also up top here, you have options if you want to center it, if you want to align it left, and if you want to align it right. I kind of prefer center sometimes in these types of images, okay? All right, and let's see, down here, excerpt. What are the main important things that you are talking about in this blog? Let's say it's something serious. I could say how to say no without feeling guilty and without feeling selfish. So basically what I put in the excerpts, okay, this is going to help somebody if they're Googling and I'm like, this in this area, I want to be as specific as possible. If they're Googling, they would be able to find my blog based off of what I put here. So this is very important to get new drivers, new fans, to drive to your website. You just put a main topic of what you are talking about here. And make sure you use the words that they would be using. Okay, so let's preview it. Let's see what it looks like. I'm happy with it. Now you see the words here are a little bit hard to kind of see. So when you're creating images and when you're creating all of these things, you want to be sure that your words stick out and that they're not so blurry. All right. It's kind of like a default on my side with this picture that I chose, but everything else kind of looks really awesome. This looks really awesome. And up top here, it says my title, and my title is Welcome to Blogpreneurs. Okay. So I'm going to publish this because nobody's really going to see this but you guys. By the time I really launch this website, it'll be gone. But it is now kind of published. You see, it changed now to public. And right here, the status before was draft. Now it says published. And even now, I could still change it if I wanted to. I could change it to draft. I could change it to pending review, whatever I wanted to do. Nothing I do here is permanent, so to speak. I could always delete it if I wanted to. I could make things bigger. And then, yeah, you see, make it bigger. And then if whatever changes I make here, okay, and if I want it to be reflected, then I must click this update button. Okay, think of the update button as the save button for Word. All right, never leave until you click update. Okay, all right. So now that I've updated it, I could go back here and all I have to do is click refresh. And you see the changes I made are kind of, have been updated here, which basically all I did was made this bigger, made the picture bigger. My text is still there. And if someone wanted to make a comment, they can post a comment right here. No problems at all. See, it wasn't painful. So think of this as really simple. It really is kind of simple. If you're comfortable with Word, you will have no problems here. Just adding what you want to add pictures. You can add video. You can add, audio if you wanted to. Now, let's say you wanted to add a video. I would suggest always kind of doing your video links through text. Now, this text, it looks kind of scary, right? But this is the code. Remember I told you that WordPress was for people who are techie and people who are not techie, people who know code and people who don't know code. Well, the thing is, you still kind of need code to be online. but WordPress is so awesome that it does the coding for you and you don't have to do it. But let's say there was an awesome video on YouTube that, like, let me see, that I kind of wanted to connect with right here. See? Okay. So you see, whenever you're on YouTube and you want to kind of share, you have different options. You can embed the video, right? And this is where the video kind of just shows up on your website, right? You always want to have embedded video. And when I get that embedding code, I copy and paste it. Hold on, copy and paste it. And I put it here. And when I do that, guess what? Right down here is my video. And let's say I click on preview changes. I'm looking and right here is the video. And you see, like, instead of redirecting someone off of my website, right, like that wanted to watch this YouTube video, they can watch the YouTube video directly on my website. Like right here. You see, they're watching it on my website. They're not redirected anywhere else. So I get people to stay here. The point is that you want people to stay on your website as long as possible. Okay. That's why you kind of created it. You created it to be able to share with them. So you want them to stay here as long as possible. All righty. So here we go. We made our first blog post, love. How do you feel? I hope you feel good. All right. So now that's done. We've made our blog posts. We are officially bloggers. Now let's continue to talk about over on the left-hand side, the dashboard. Let's talk about media. Media is anything that you have added to your website, anything at all. So far, you see me add this picture right here. It's stored here. You see me, well, I don't know if you saw it, you didn't see, but I added this picture too. And then I added this picture. Just random pictures I was adding. Now here, if I wanted to add something new, I just click on add new. And I can drop my files directly here. So that means I could take this photo that I have here and directly drop it here and it uploads it for me. Okay, or I could select the file on my computer by selecting select files. Remember, you can upload video and you can also upload audio. Okay, I would not kind of suggest storing video here, on your website. I would make the recommendation that you kind of go to YouTube to upload your videos. And then once you're on YouTube, you can do what I did, which is to get the embedded code down here and you copy and paste it and you paste it directly on your blog. All right. And the reason is because whatever files you put here, you're using up your storage, like your memory, okay, to keep them here. And video, it takes up a lot of storage space. So I would just, create a YouTube account and upload videos directly on YouTube and then get the embedded code from YouTube and then kind of share it on your post that way. Now, Pages. Pages is all of the websites that we have, all the web pages that we have. As you can see, we only have one lonely page and it's called the sample page. And we could actually, if we wanted to, we could click these options to make edits, or we could just click on the page name. And I kind of want to change it to homepage. All right. And if you notice, this is exactly the information here is kind of similar to what it looked like to post a blog. It's not harder. It's not different. So over on this side right here, everything that I would want displayed on my homepage, I would put here. Okay. And I click on update, boom, boom, bam. And you see up here where you can view the page. And you see, this is basically a recap of what we had on the other page. So it's not different. Now, you could get a little fancy and you can use the Divi Builder. And remember, the Divi Builder is basically the theme that you have, right? And if we want to use it, we just click on that, right? And basically, it kind of makes it so that you have more options and more freedom to add different things and stuff. But if you don't want to use it, you don't have to. Now, you can load from library. Let's see. And when you click load from library, they have predefined layouts that you can choose from. Like they have the About Me layout, About Us, Contact Us, Our Team. They have all these cool layouts already set up for you that you can just input your information directly in. Let's see if we can find, you see they have home pages, homepage company, homepage corporate. Let's say we load this one, this bad boy. And you see it automatically changed. I don't know if I want to go dive deep into the Divi Builder, but I just kind of wanted to show you the options that are available. And let's say, you use the Divi Builder. Okay, I'm going to show you how much different it's going to look. All right. Preview page. Well, right now it don't look that much different, does it? Yeah, I guess I got to go into kind of adding it in there to kind of show you how different it could be. I see what I didn't do. I didn't update it. Let's see if that makes a change. Let me click out of this so we don't get confused by all the preview pages we have up. Yes, now it's different. See, by updating, remember you got to always click update. But you see how different it looks. Now it kind of looks fun. It looks more professional. It added all of these different changes on the website for us. Okay. And that's kind of like what you have for it to look at. So here, it's basically they've created a layout for me, and they've made the layout so easy that all I have to do is add the information where they tell me to add it, and it could look really cool. See? It could look really cool. It basically, where you see these little blocks right here are pictures that I get to add. Okay? Text that I can add. This is me showing off my work. So what you see here in this behind the dashboard is automatically reflected on the main website. So whatever changes I would make here would be reflected here also. Now, if I wanted to add a picture, you see the fill with slider right here. This is what this is. And if I wanted to make changes to that slider, you see that? That's what this is. If I want to make changes to the slider, all I have to do is go here, kind of select it. All right. Let's say I want to select this one that says Our Company. Select it. I want it to say a community for bloggers. And button URL. This would be where I would want, if they click on this, where do I want them to go? What website, what page do I want them to go in? What image do I want uploaded? Let's change this image so you can see, and let's change it to one of these images that I have here. It's pretty basic, pretty simple. And then I get to select the color. So these are things that you can play around in, and you can customize, and you can make it look as simple or as intricate as you want it to. It's all up to you. Save and exit. Now that I've saved it, let's click on preview page changes. See, my website, the changes I made are uploaded. Right here, I have the picture that I just chose for background. There it is. Boo, there it is. Whoop, there it is. So let's see here. Let's go back here. You gotta click on that. And also one thing I saw that I want to make sure that I talk to you about is, you see you have slide images, anything you want, okay? Now text color. The text color, you can choose it light, which would be white, or dark, which I believe is black. All right. And click save and exit, preview changes. You see? Now it's better. Now, if you have a really light background, you want the text to be dark so that there can be contrast so people can see it. If you have a really dark background, you want the text to be light so that there could be contrast and people can see it. There we go. All right, so now, let's compare it, right? That was one thing I wanted to do. Wanted to compare it. So if you remember, well, you got to go to the first one so you can see, because I don't think I have the first one that I have, the first website. But you see how boring it kind of looked, right? Kind of like, kind of boring, blah, blah. But now it looks snazzy. I have color, I have pictures. I didn't upload all of them, but whatever I want to upload, whatever I want to do, I get a chance to do right here. I kept getting stuck at the map. I don't know if you were seeing that. Every time I clicked on it, it was zooming in and out. Now, let's say I wanted to load a different design. All right, I could load a different design. I could load homepage corporate or homepage portfolio. Let's do homepage extended. Let's see what that's about. Now, one thing you have to remember is when you do this and you load different options, you may not, let's see. You see, it didn't save anything. So like everything is completely different. So you want to be careful when you're doing this because it's going to load a completely new design and a new style. So you want to have like all of your text kind of saved somewhere else so you can refer back to it. I think it's a good idea anyways to kind of have a Word file that has all of the Word content that you're putting up. All the content information you have on your homepage, have it stored and saved in a Word document. All the content you want to put in your About Us page, have it stored and saved in a Word document, because that way you're creating a backup for yourself. And when you have a backup, if for an unforeseen reason your website crashes, something happens to your website, you have all the information. So all you got to do is replug it back in. Yes, it would suck to have to replug it back in, but guess what? You could do it. So you see, I think I like this one better. See how much nicer it looks. Look, it has all these designs, all these things, and all of this is pre-filled for you by Divi. Do you see this? So play around with this, okay? Have fun with this. And I want you to know that all the revisions that you make is kind of stored for you. I guess we can click on this. Okay, let me stay on this page. Let me update it. And then that way it could save it. So all the changes I've made, all my revisions is stored here. I clicked on browse so we can take a look at them. And it tells you. And I could restore this revision. I could go backwards, previous. Okay, like previous revisions that I've made. Right here, all the stuff. And I could restore this autosave. So let's say I wanted to go back to what it looked like, you know, on September 24th at 4:44, whatever time this is. I could click this and it would restore it back to that version that I have. Pretty cool, right? I love it. I love it. And over here on, you know, kind of moving forward, comments section, all the comments that people post would be here. Appearance, don't know why it's kind of mumbled. Okay, appearance. If you remember, we went to appearance and themes to install our themes. If we wanted to customize the information that was on the home page, we could click here. I will talk to you about widgets in another video, and also talk to you about plugins in another video also. But I hope you are kind of getting to see all the really cool things that are available to you in your dashboard. And I want to encourage you to play around with it, because seriously, when you're first starting out, you really can't make any mistake that you can't go back to. All right. Like there's not a mistake you can make that you can't go back to. I would also highly, highly, highly suggest you back up everything that you do, so that in the event that something horrible would happen, a crash or whatever, you have all your content saved and you can always go back to it. It was great chatting with you. It is actually 12:42 right now, and I am about to go to bed. But you stay up and you kind of go through it and you play around with it and you get yourself familiar with it. And I want you to know whatever questions you have, there is absolutely someone else who has had that question too. All right, so you can post your questions, kind of below underneath the training. Either me or someone else in the class will be able to get back to you. And also, you can always Google this stuff. The thing about WordPress is it's so accessible. So many people use it and so many people have done tutorials. And you can honestly take ownership and take, kind of pride in researching and getting your problems answered. Because if you're up at 1 o'clock creating your website, like I was when I was creating my first couple websites, because all my kids were up during the day and the only free time I had was way late or way early in the morning, and you need an immediate answer and you can't find one, Google is your friend, honey. YouTube is your friend, boo. So don't be afraid to Google questions. I'm sure someone else has had it, and there is a tutorial that can help. All right. So it was nice chatting with you, ladies. I will definitely see you at the next video. Chat with you later.